Welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm excited to be back with a second video today. Y'all, I did not expect to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta again today, but it is getting crazy, okay? Miss Kenya Moore Hair Care is on a hate train press tour, of course talking about Miss Porsha, and she basically called Porsha a hoe in this new Access Hollywood interview. We got to talk about it, okay? The line has been officially crossed. And then I want to get into last night's episode of Potomac Housewives. If we didn't know anything already, it has now been confirmed, the snake has now been revealed, that Michael Darby officially has a crush on Juan Dixon's fiance, Juan Dixon, okay? So we're gonna get into it all and much, much more. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And let's get straight into the video. All right, you guys, so today's video is gonna be a bit spicy, okay? It might be a little longer than usual because we really have to dissect what the hell is going on over here in Atlanta and Potomac, okay? I wanted to do a different video that had nothing to do with Housewives, but I said, okay, we can't do that because, you know, it's just a lot of Housewives tea that is spilling, and I would be so regretful if I didn't, you know, bring it to y'all. So first things first, let's talk about, Watch What Happens Live really quickly last night. I did want to bring up the fact that, you know, Porsha was a guest along with Ashley Darby from Potomac, and Andy on record said that he's never been more proud of a housewife than he has been of Porsha, okay? Because we know last night we saw a lot of Porsha's activism with the Black Lives Matter movement and her work that she's been doing with Breonna Taylor's family and whatnot. So shout out to Porsha, and of course shout out to Andy. Like, he's never been more proud of another housewife before. Like, it looks like we are in, you know, a new era of RHOA where Porsha is officially the queen, okay? Let's move on to Miss Kenya Moore Hair Care, okay? Now, this is where the drama comes in this video because it is a lot of mess. And Kenya said, you know what? I don't care. Like, gloves are off. I'ma do these interviews and I'ma tell it all, okay? And that's exactly what she did on Wendy Williams. You know, last week, a couple of the things she was saying was not completely 100% accurate, but, you know, we're going to give her a pass on that. But Kenya Moore caught herself up there on Access Hollywood's YouTube channel doing an interview. She is on a hate train press tour when it comes to Porsha Williams because they asked her a lot of stuff, okay? But before we get to the Porsha thing, I want to talk about Cynthia's wedding, okay? Because she talked about Cynthia's wedding, and you guys, Kenya Moore Hair Care is pulling a Giselle. Kenya basically said that she felt like Cynthia throwing that wedding with 250 guests during a whole global pandemic was selfish. She said that she felt uncomfortable. She said that she didn't really want to go. She felt like she had to go. She was forced to go because she nearly ruined Cynthia's engagement last year. And yeah, she slammed Cynthia. Check this clip out.
I did not think it was a good idea, and that I felt that it was maybe a little selfish and reckless. I stayed in a corner until they told me when I had to walk out. And then as soon as it was done, I stayed for 5 minutes, and then I snuck out the door because I just felt very uncomfortable.
Not Kenya Moore Hair Care, okay? You would have thought that Kenya would have learned her lesson when it came to, you know, Kenya shading Cynthia over the wine cellar, but you are continuing to dog your friend out in the public. And then she's gonna tell the people later on in the interview that we should just all leave Cynthia alone. Girl, how we gonna all leave Cynthia alone when you basically telling us that you felt uncomfortable and you felt like it was selfish and you felt like Cynthia should have never did it? And the tea is, Kenya Moore didn't want to go, okay? She did not want to go to Cynthia's wedding. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And honestly, I agree with Kenya to an extent. I do think that, you know, was it the smartest thing to do to throw a 250, you know, person wedding during COVID? Absolutely not. Was it unsafe? Absolutely. However, I am just surprised to see, you know, Kenya throwing her good sis, okay, her best friend, under the bus like that. They asked her about Nene, okay? The ladies asked Kenya about Nene during this Access Hollywood interview. And I'm not going to play a clip from what she said because it ain't much. But she basically just said that she would never be friends with Nene again. even though she is no longer on the show. And she cited that it all stems back from when Lanithia Leaks did not donate the $20,000 to the Detroit Public School Fund, right? And so she also said that Nene tried to spit on her, and Nene tried to do this and called her daughter a buffalo. I do not agree with the things that Nene did. I do not agree with Nene and the buffalo comment and Nene spitting on her. You know, and I kind of do think Nene should have, you know, gotten the kids their $20,000, especially if you agreed to it. But I digress. Anywho, she's never going to be friends with Nene. Just in case you guys were ever hoping for a reconciliation between Nene and Kenya, okay? But of course, I knew she was going to say she would never be, you know, cool with Nene. She doesn't have time to think about, you know, repairing old friendships and old flames. She needs to focus on repairing her marriage, right? And so I feel like that's a little bit more important. Last but not least, you guys, this is where I was completely thrown off, okay? Of course, these messy Access Hollywood hosts had to ask about Strippergate, okay? Because we know that this is the, you know, main storyline, the main plot, okay, of season 13 of RHOA. And of course, Porsha is at the center of it. And, you know, Kenya in this interview basically admitted to Porsha being heavily involved in the rumors. However, Kenya this time took it a step further and called Porsha a hoe. Okay, she said that Porsha should basically stand in her wholeness and live in her truth. Check this clip out.
People love a hoe. You know what I mean? People like hoes. They're funny. They're outspoken. Just be the hoe. It's not a bad job.
Kenya. Girl, what is you doing? Okay, y'all, I'm really trying to give Kenya a chance this season, but she's making it hard for me, okay? She's making it hard for me because I just don't understand what's her end game and trying to bring and drag Porsha down. Okay, what is the end game? What is you trying to do? What did Porsha ever do to you for you to be calling her a hoe on these white people YouTube channel? I just don't understand it. Is it because she called you Miss America instead of Miss USA or whatever it is? Okay, somebody correct me down in the comments below because we still don't know what your title is. However, Kenya, this is very ironic that you're calling Porsha a hoe, but there's actual footage, okay? Footage is an evidence, it's on tape, that you were flirting with a married man in front of his wife in Anguilla, it was? One of them countries when you was flirting with Apollo, but yet you call him Porsha the hoe. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Now, before we get on out of here, you guys know we got to get into Potomac Housewives, honey, because last night they had their season finale and it was crazy, okay? And so I have a couple of notes, a couple of things that I wanted to mention about last night's episode to make sure that I wasn't the only one that caught these things, okay? So first things first, let's talk about Mr. Michael Darby and his crush that he has on Juan Dixon. It is really apparent. It's obvious. Robin knows it. Giselle knows it. Ashley knows it, which is just weird. Okay, if your husband is bisexual and wants to be with other men, then, you know, it is what it is. And speaking of that, just a disclaimer, okay? There's nothing wrong with being LGBTQ. I am LGBTQ. There's nothing wrong with being bisexual. There's nothing wrong with being gay. There is something wrong with sexual assault, which we know Michael is, you know, not a stranger to. And there's also something wrong with, you know, cheating on your wife with the same or opposite sex, doesn't matter, without your wife's consent or, you know, knowledge or anything like that. So with that being said, it's kind of obvious that Juan did not want Robin to propose to Ashley because Michael secretly wants Juan. I also wanted to know, did you guys notice when Ashley was trying to pry open information from Michael about Juan and his, I guess, inner thoughts about maybe or maybe not proposing to Robin, that Ashley said, if I grow a dick, would you tell me? And that got me to thinking, like, why would Ashley say that? Like, did you guys catch that in the episode? I know I'm not the only one. In my head, I interpret that as he likes dicks, and if Ashley grew one, then maybe Michael would feel, you know, inclined enough to give her more information on what the tea is about Juan. Am I the only one who thought that? Or maybe I'm interpreting it wrong. I don't know. But I just found that to be really, really interesting. I think it would be really cool if, I don't know, because I hate to speak on people's sexuality. However, I really don't have a choice because it has been a central theme in Ashley and Michael's relationship since they've gotten on the show, okay? Now, let's move on to Miss Wendy, okay? Dr. Wendy to you, sweetie. She's annoying, okay? Now, she really put the nail in the coffin for me last night when Juan finally, after years and years and years of Robin's heartache, finally proposed to Robin. And Wendy did the absolute most, and I didn't approve of it, okay? I love how Wendy is happy for Juan and, Robin. I love how Wendy is excited for the two lovebirds. But you were just way over the top. You did way too much. It was really super annoying. And Wendy just is like, girl, sit down, okay? Take several seats, several breaths, and take several steps out of the camera frame because we don't want to see you right now, okay? So I just felt like Wendy was doing the most, and she actually really annoyed the hell out of me. Let's talk about that fight at the end between, Chris Bassett and Mr. Michael Darby. Okay, we're going to swing back to Michael Darby. Notice how after Chris Bassett and Candace left, after Karen left with her husband Ray, Michael Darby was, still going off. He went into the production area and started going off on the, technical people, the crew, the producers and whatnot. Ashley had to run after him and say, what the hell are you doing? You're embarrassing me. And it's funny how everybody, when they saw the clip, was so upset with Chris for putting his hands on Michael, right? But it looks like Michael was the one who was extremely drunk and extremely out of control and unnecessarily aggressive with not only Chris, but the rest of production, right? And so I just wanted to note that Michael Darby, you're not innocent, boo, okay? And you don't have a basis for a lawsuit. And then last but not least, I want to give a PSA to, Miss Candace Dillard Bassett. Girl, grow up, okay? It's been almost a year later. It's time to pack it up and move on because, girl, like, why? Why are we still crying about the same thing? Why are we still, crying about Karen? If you can't get it through your thick skull that Karen is going to be loyal to you and Monique, then I don't know what to tell you. Just drop Karen. If you don't like it that much, drop her. Stop being her friend. And then I really want Giselle, Robin, and Wendy to really get a life. Okay? Why are you guys so invested in this whole back and forth between Karen and Candace and Candace and Karen and Candace and Monique and Candace? Like, Wendy, Robin, and Giselle don't have a life. They live vicariously through Monique, Candace, Karen, and whoever else has a real storyline. And it's annoying. If you didn't notice, Giselle had nothing to do that entire night but to be in everybody else's business. And did it contribute to the storylines at all? No, it didn't. Because I understand that being a bone carrier is necessary. Being messy is necessary when it, helps the storylines evolve. But what Giselle was doing wasn't helping no storyline evolve. It was just out of pure boredom and messiness. And I just feel like, girl, go get your boyfriend that lives in your phone and make him miraculously, come into fruition in real life. Because right now you look like a fool. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up right here. I want to know what you guys think about the entire episode of Potomac last night. It was a lot, okay? It's a lot to unpack. And then let me know how you guys feel about this Kenya Moore hair care interview that she did with Access Hollywood, calling Porsha a hoe. A mess, honey, a mess, okay? If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys a little bit later. Love you, and don't forget to create a great day. Bye.